What will become of Dillian Whyte? Have we seen the last of him? Obviously, he's been completely silent since he tested positive in the run up to that Anthony Joshua rematch that never took place. His friend, I'm going to call him that, Dean, who isn't his actual biological brother. I've known that forever, but it's only just coming into public awareness now that they're not actually real biological brothers. But anyway, he has done a couple of interviews where he said that there may be news coming soon. Eddie Hearn kind of hinted that he spoke to Dillian Whyte fairly recently, and there might be some news coming soon about what Dillian Whyte's going to be doing. As far as I'm concerned, I could be wrong here. I don't want to put any negative energy Dillian Whyte's way and wish him any ill will or anything like that. This is something I often get accused of by some of his fans, but it's not true. I'm just looking at the situation objectively. Dillian Whyte has had deteriorating punch resistance for a number of years now. He's had a lot of tough fights. We know that he spars like a maniac in the gym and has all these, crazy slugfests behind closed doors. That puts miles on the clock as well. Okay. On top of that, he's, I believe, 35 years of age now. Just check his Wikipedia page. Yeah, he's 35. He'll be 36 this April. A lot of miles on the clock, deteriorating punch resistance. He's always got power in that big left hook, but he's a guy who has always had slow feet. And in a heavyweight era where you've got a lot of fleet-footed fighters like Usyk, Frank Sanchez, I would mention Michael Hunter, but he's been a terrible disappointment with the inactivity and I don't know what on earth he's doing. But there's a lot of fleet-footed fighters out there. There's a lot of young guys coming through. You've got the likes of Bakadir Jalalov, who's very dangerous. And he can move as well as the fact that he's a big puncher. You've got Jared Anderson, loads of guys coming through. Then you've got the big tall guys, obviously. Dillian Whyte lost to Tyson Fury. He's already lost to Anthony Joshua. You wonder where he really fits in this heavyweight mix. I have to say that Dillian Whyte, in my opinion, is done. And even if he does come back, he's not going to fare very well. I couldn't confidently pick Dillian Whyte to beat anybody, I don't think, in the top 10. In fact, I might go as far as saying Dillian Whyte's own prodigy, Fabio Wardley, might be capable of beating him at this point. He surely wants at least one more big payday. Dillian Whyte's always been a very pragmatic guy, but I think that might be beyond him. I'm sure he's going to look at the Saudi situation and all the money that's going around there. The fact that Jarrell Miller, who's also tested positive a number of times, managed to get a payday over there. And he's going to think to himself, I should be part of that mix. I think he's going to have to come back and put in a couple of performances to get in that mix. And I don't think he'll be able to do that against anyone that will catch the attention of the public. If he does go in there against somebody of any kind of note, I think there's a very good chance he loses. But hey, he's not supposed to listen to people like me, critics on the internet who are not in there boxing professionally themselves. He's supposed to listen to his inner voice, because from day one, people have told Dillian Whyte that he couldn't do it. Didn't have the amateur background, didn't have the natural coordination and the natural athleticism and speed. If he'd been listening to people like me from day one, and I'm not talking about me specifically because I was actually quite high on Dillian Whyte early in his career, believe it or not. You go back and watch the early videos, but he's not supposed to listen to critics. If he had been listening to critics early in his life, he never would have become one of the top contenders in heavyweight boxing and made a load of money in the first place. He got there through believing in himself, despite all the naysayers. And so surely he's going to continue to do that now. But there does come a time when father time starts working against you, when the miles on the clock rack up to a point where you just can't function the way that you could before. And I personally suspect that that's where Dillian Whyte is at now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.